The markets really kind of need to get some muster later on this morning and rally back on above that 50-day moving average. That would keep all this support currently intact here. So here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. I want to show you two charts on the S&P, just kind of give you an update to where we are. So again, despite all of these massively negative headlines over the last 2 weeks, money flows continue to be very positive here. Yes, this is, part of this cycle we're going through. Markets have gotten pretty overbought. So again, we're just kind of going through a corrective phase. We are very close to triggering a short-term sell signal. It's about halfway through a recovery, so there's not a lot of downside pressure here, but there is some. So again, we could see the markets come back here a bit, just, a bit more kind of working through this consolidation process after that we had this kind of big run, got to this kind of very overbought condition, just working through that process. So a consolidation, correctional process at this juncture is not surprising, but money flows remain positive. Also, again, we just went through we're going in the midst of earnings season, a bunch of earnings out this week, and then the buyback window opens up the following week. So again, as we kind of go through all of this, we're kind of setting up here for a bit, could be a bit of a challenging 2-3 weeks here. But again, we get the markets back to a more oversold condition. We're in a better position to kind of stage the next rally for the markets. So again, kind of the other side of this is just looking at the actual index itself. So if we take a look at kind of what's happened over the last couple of days, again, this was that really sharp down open yesterday morning, big candle back to the upside, closed back above the 50-day and the 20-day moving average, just barely. We're going to be flirting with this today. The markets really kind of need to get some muster later on this morning and rally back on above that 50-day moving average. That would keep all this support currently intact here. But again, we are very close to a sell signal and not really oversold yet. So there's a decent possibility that this market could fail at this resistance level, come down, retest this 100-day moving average, which would be about 58.60 on the index. That would not be outside the norm for the month of February anyway, which tends to be a little bit weaker towards the end of the month. So, again, just kind of going back through this analysis is that the markets have been in a big consolidation range. Now, as we talked about yesterday, for the last really 2 months, haven't really gone anywhere. Seen a lot of rotation within the markets. We've seen money rotate into mega caps, back into value stocks, back into mega caps, back into value stocks. So we've seen a lot of rotation and gyration here through the markets over the last few days, last few weeks, and still in that correctional consolidation process. If we can get the markets back to a more oversold condition, hold support here between 5,800 and say 5,900, somewhere in that range for the markets, that will set the markets up for a bit of a stronger rally. We're still in the seasonally strong period of the year. March, April, May tend to be decent months. So again, a bit of consolidation here through the month sets the market up here for a bit of a rally as we finish out the seasonally strong period of the year. So again, just be real careful with these headlines. We can't stress that enough. There's so much emotional tug right now in the markets because of concerns about the unknowns, right? The tariffs, the trade wars. We don't do a lot of historical research. We just kind of throw headlines out there to try to get clicks and views and those type of things, and that's all fine. But it really starts to drag at those emotional biases that we have as investors, want us to start making decisions. And again, so in today's article, I kind of gave you 5 rules to follow. When you feel the need, you must do something, like I've got to do something. A lot of times it's better not to do anything, but if you have to do something, small steps. And I give you some of those steps in today's article on the website, realinvestmentadvice.com. But that's what you need to know before the bell this morning.